Last time on D&D, you all fought Smiler in the Fey Wild and rescued Yume from his beguilement, and trapped him in a phone booth, somewhere.
I think it was a
Toll
toll
booth.
booth.
It was a toll
Yeah.
booth.
Yeah, that was, what did I say?
Phone booth.
Oh, a phone booth. Oh yeah, a toll
He's in the
booth,
TARDIS.
right.
We have to run.
He now has the turret. Yes.
We cannot
In
escape. We have to run.
in a toll booth. Yes, correct. Rescued Yume. Rose escaped into the Fey realm, and the portal was closed. A bag was left with a green crystal and a sigil of the Green Wizard, and who's looks it looks like it's similar ish to Gabe's character, Bellerophon's creator. Like if you hold the two together, it looks like, you know, they make two pieces of a bigger intricate thing. Just the way that the lines and the, you know, filigree and whatnot, like, does things. The symbology. So you are headed back down the river, and yeah, you basically stopped just north of, there's like a great bridge that connects the island, and that separates Storm Harbor and Blackvale. You guys are kind of you stopped down up the river a bit, and then are traveling down. So as you are traveling down, you eventually get to where the Great Bridge comes into view, and you can see that there a blockade has been set up, like, on that bridge. So as you approach and start coming down river or whatever, you can see that there are, like, Inquisition that are like patrolling the bridge, and have stopped things, and it looks like it's like a checkpoint thing. So, like, they seem to be stopping, like, merchants or anybody who's going in and out of Storm Harbor, and they have blockaded. They've, like, built kind of like this makeshift gate that goes under the bridge. It allows water to flow through, but as you're coming up, you see that there's a good chance that you are going to be stopped as you are approaching the bear. So, anything anybody wants to do as you are approaching this blockade?
Cannons.
Just submerge.
The ship does have cannons on it, yes.
We don't have time for this ship. Just go submarine down, go under it, submarine back up, flip them off.
Something tells me that the Inquisition would have problems.
Something tells me the Inquisition could suck my dick.
I'm learning things about ancient robots that I didn't know before. Things I never really wanted to know. But now I do. I'll turn to Gaius. Is that your character's name, Tommy?
Yeah. I'll, if I have any, I don't know, medals or anything I would have kept with me from my days as Inquisitor, I'd probably try to put them on or make it known that I at least had ties to the Inquisition.
Sure, yeah, you can totally, yeah.
We can,
You
like,
probably
fly the
have a
flag at
couple that
Defender
you...
City or something, right?
Heard it?
Yeah,
We can just fly like a Defender City flag or something, because like we're
Yeah.
with the wall. We're supposed to be here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can... I'm sure you were probably given the equivalent of like, yeah, something like that. But yeah, you could definitely have both if you want. Like, you probably have kept your insignia from the Inquisition, and yeah, you were probably all given like the equivalent of like a badge for the wall, marking you as like not like the rank of like dragon priests, but like probably like high ranking like Hammer of Dawn members, something equivalent to that. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you have a flag, um, but the sails on the ship are pretty um plain looking, like from having been on the ship for a while. It does have cannons and stuff, but the ship is designed in a way to look like just a very normal ship, so as not to be conspicuous out on the seas. Like, it doesn't have, even though it was used by pirates, it doesn't have like a skull and crossbones and like stuff like that on it, or
Mm-hmm.
it looks like a pretty mundane,
Merchant vessel.
yeah, basically, yeah.
And we'll continue to look at that until we close in too close for them to escape, and then fly the black.
Why bother switching to the black? I was just going to shoot the can.
Yeah.
Can't let that bridge get away.
um yeah, so basically, so are you gonna slow and like stop as you
If
come
they
up
like,
to...
if they try to stop us, sure. But if they're only stopping land traffic, we could just keep going.
Because yeah, they have like the gates. There's like like I said, they put like a makeshift gate under the bridge, so like you can't just drive. You can't just go under.
You can just go. Okay. Yeah, I think plan A would be to slow down and talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say this is conveniently happening in the like window where Nyla has to sleep, quote unquote.
She's trancing. Got it.
Yeah, she's trancing like in the hold or whatever. Also, she probably hangs out down there where it's dark most of the time anyways, because drow, but given she has like the sunglasses or whatever she got from Varric, but still. Yeah, yeah, so as you approach or whatever, someone, like, the gates are closed or whatever, and someone who looks probably maybe not like someone who's probably like an officer kind of stops or whatever, and or comes over, and they're like on the shoreline or whatever, and because the river's very wide here, so like you could probably fit like two and a half of the ship you're on across. So if you're in the middle, like, the shore is still like, I don't know, 20, 30 feet or whatever. So as you come up, there's probably people on the bridge, like, looking down at you, but there's a person who kind of comes up to the side or whatever, and says, "Hail!
Hey there!
Hey.
From this distance, they probably just think that Bellerophon is a heavily armored person.
What's all
They're
this
just
about then?
Yeah. We have blockaded. We've blockaded the river in order to monitor merchants going in and out. It is for it's a blockade for.
I don't care. We have urgent Defender City business. We are not a merchant. Are you bandits that are attacking us, or are you opening the gate?
That's a lot of information for him to process. There for a second, he said,
You have 2 minutes to decide.
What? Give me 1 second. And he like turns over and like you can see he's like whispering it to somebody or whatever, and they run off to grab someone, and then they, within that 2-minute window, a guy comes back over who looks like a little more official, like maybe like the commanding officer for this blockade. He says, apologies, I heard that you were coming from Defender City and you needed through the blockade, is that correct?
We are from Defender City, and we need through the blockade. Yes. It wasn't our last destination, but...
And do you have proof or a writ of passage of this claim?
I like flash my badge at him.
Yeah. It says, all right. Okay then. He says, give us just a moment. And he'll go up, like, say something to somebody, and then you'll hear somebody say, like, open the gates, or whatever. And then, like, so they start to open the gates to, let you through. You see, when you do show the badge, he probably pulls out, like, a little, like, a spyglass or something to, like, really zoom in on it. And then, like, he looks at that or whatever, and it's like, okay, and then he pans up to, like, your face, and then, like, takes, like, does, like, a double take. And it's just like, whatever. Like,
why is a demon flashing a badge at me?
Well, I mean, you just look like a metal guy right now at this point.
Did we take a long rest?
Oh, that's a good point.
I
guess you
should still
probably
have
would
my
not
physical manifestations on.
Oh, then, okay.
And a good idea.
Okay, I just want to say, knowing that Bellerophon has that going on, when you come into the view and see, oh hey, that's Black Veil Inquisition up ahead, or is anybody gonna say maybe, hey, go to the bottom of the boat, or like...
Yeah, I perhaps didn't realize that you were still demon-coded at this point.
Yeah.
We can back up a couple steps here. I also forgot about that, but yeah.
Fine. I can change some spell slots into sorcery points to stop it.
Okay.
It would have been a
Okay,
smart thing as soon as we saw it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. He's still a little confused.
However,
what
less funny.
he is. Yeah. Whatever he is actively looking at, but he's whatever. He sees that you have a badge, and has more important things to do than worry about this. And in his opinion, it's either, okay, you're either part of the wall because you have that, or you all robbed a member of the Hammer of Dawn and
And
took
he
their
doesn't want
stuff,
any of that
and he
shit.
doesn't want to deal with that smoke right now. So they're just gonna let you pass.
Understandable.
Yume is also going to be hiding in the bottom of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, as you go. So they let you through, and it does that, and then, it takes you a few hours, so, like, by the time the sun is set, probably, you're, like, at the mouth of where it empties out into the ocean, and it's still, even though you have a magic ship, it's gonna be a few days on the open sea going around Storm Harbor to the High Elves, because this map is everything's a little bit closer together than it actually looks. Just so I could fit everything on one map, but yeah, it's like a few days from the mouth out to get to like the tip of the High Elf Islands, and then you're gonna need to take another few days going, or yeah, another couple days going from the High Elf Islands to the, like, where you allegedly know where Ursula's domain is, but which is like south of the Emerald Isles and west of the High Elves, so like somewhere out here somewhere. So yeah, so since you're out on the open ocean for a few days, is there anything specific people want to do as you're preparing for this venture? Or while you're out on the open seas, anything specific people want to do?
I figure that I'm probably spending a lot of my time steering the ship.
Yeah.
Sea fishing.
Sure. There's probably fishing gear that was left on here. So yeah, give me a survival check. Do some fishing. Okay. I guess a question is, what are you using as bait?
Wow. Not probably just worms, I guess, if there's any. Or smaller pickled fish to catch bigger fish.
That's true. I mean, you could use probably like rations to catch smaller fish. So we say this is your check for catching small fish, using some rations. Okay, now that you have some small fish, go ahead and give me another survival check. Nice. Okay, so, and with that, go ahead and roll me a d20. Just a straight d20. Okay, so you're able to catch a pretty large, like probably like a big, like, tuna.
Nice.
And like, it's out here in the ocean, like, tunas can get up to like, 6 feet or whatever. So while you're reeling it in, unless somebody wants to assist, give me a strength check.
Okay.
As you're pulling against the... Actually, I wonder if just athletics would be better. It's fine, either one. Okay, so the first bite you get gets away.
Oh.
So, you still have some small fish left, so go ahead and give me another survival check. Okay. Roll me another d20. Okay. Yeah, so this time, now that you know, same thing, you get like another big tuna of some variety or whatever. Does anyone want to assist in trying to pull this fish into the boat? As it's the first one got away. I guess it's if you ask for help. If you don't want to ask for help and you just want to try to heave it, then
If it feels heavy, I'll probably yell at and out and ask anyone if they want to help.
Sure. I mean, I guess if nobody immediately, I feel like
How big's
Nyla
the
would.
fish?
It's like a 6-foot tuna. It's a big fish.
How much switch places with that fish? Wrong button.
Man overboard!
Okay. Yeah. So you see it in the water as you're like reeling it in, and then you first hear the like whatever noise makes when you do that, and you feel like a clunk as the hook catches on part of Bellerophon, and you like almost get pulled over, like as it is, and the line probably snaps a little bit, and then you hear the like the flopping of this tuna just flopping around on the deck or whatever. Where were you? Were you standing at the edge? I assume, looking over.
If I had to go that far to see the fish, like I
Okay.
probably wasn't there initially, but once he called out,
Okay. I'm just wondering, like, where. Yeah, there's a 6. So, as this fish is like flopping around, Tommy, give me a athletics check,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have sick. Okay, I doubt. Okay. Okay. You do not get knocked into the water by the fish flailing around. It does like slap you with its tail, but like doesn't do any damage. Okay. What? We'll go with this. Gale, I assume you're driving still, watching all of this happen. Bertold, what are you doing watching this unfold, assuming you're on the deck of the ship?
So let's see.
I imagine
well-
Yume is doing one of those like Titanic, I'm the king of the world things at the front. With like the wind in her hair and stuff like that.
So I wasn't really prepared for a robot throwing itself overboard, but I guess
This is conveniently when Nyla's transient.
I guess Bertold will have Gwen try and hop onto Bellerophon.
From the gonna jump off the boat into the water.
Well, I need to cast Fly on him somehow.
Okay, sure. He's gonna. Okay. Give me. Okay. Two things, because you guys are cruising. So as soon as you hit the water and like things, you're gonna start getting dragged behind. So are you gonna actively try to swim after the boat, Bellerophon, or are you gonna, as soon as you hit the water, are you gonna do something else? I guess that's a good question.
I would like to launch myself diagonally back onto the boat with a 5th level spell.
Okay. Okay, so you 100 feet. Yeah, okay. So you land or whatever, and you jettison out of the water and like slam onto the thing. So I guess you see that like as you're about to have the spider jump off like into the water, you see him rocket boot himself, boom, and land on the deck of the ship. The tuna is still flopping around.
Fish obtained.
Gaius, what would you like to do in this instance, now that this has all transpired?
Does the ship have, like, I don't know, whatever the medieval equivalent of one of those buoys that you can throw overboard that floats or something? It's probably not good enough to carry him, but does it?
Yes. It probably has something, but he has gotten back onto the boat.
Oh,
At this
yeah, hold
point.
on.
He just shot himself out of the water and was able to, like, probably get onto the back of the boat.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just joined the call. Probably start gutting the fish.
Okay, sure. You just pull out a dagger, just stab the fish in the brain to make it stop flopping around. Well, it might flop a little bit, but yeah, it's not. It's a fish. It's not hard to, even though it's big. It's not a hard task to just stab a fish and then you start cleaning it or whatever. So yeah, you can do that. I figured you've probably cleaned fish before and stuff, so I'm not gonna have you make a roll. It's just big, so it takes longer. But yeah, so you're all, for any of those interested, you all have a nice fish fry, quote unquote. Assuming you have a way to cook it without setting the ship on fire.
I mean, ships have kitchens.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
you don't
Yeah,
go on
I
a
mean-
boat. You don't go on somewhere that you're stuck for months without
That's
a way
true.
to cook food.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it has, some sort of. You cut the fish up or whatever and take it down. There's probably like some equivalent of like a little stove with like a little, I don't know, probably like a little smokestack or whatever, that pumps the stuff out of the underside. I like up above. And yeah. So as you're traveling, that's a fun little thingy. With I guess add on for the rest of the trip, I guess I'll just go. If Bertold, is there anything specifically while you are all sailing that you want to do specifically?
Do I want to do? I'll probably try and catch up a little bit with you, May.
Sure. Yeah, she'll chat a bit. She says that, she kind of catches you up on, like, because it's been a year or whatever since you've talked, for the most part. She says, after she departed, like, from you and you went towards Defender City and she was going up, she said, yeah, I went and I was able to, I had a meeting with King Sigurd, that was his name, of Borealis, and I may have talked to him in a dream and then talked to him in person about the magic stuff that was going on and how I felt like him and his seat of power could maybe positively influence the other human nations on this whole magic taboo thing. And it took a lot of talking and convincing
Negotiation and persuasion.
yeah,
etc., etc.
negotiate. Yeah, that sort of stuff. But he eventually thought he seemed agreeable to it, and I thought that I said as much as I could about the issue, and also said as like maybe some political negotiations of if he considered this, me and my position, I could help influence some, something between our kingdoms, sort of a thing. So, I still need to run it by my father because I haven't talked to him much. I am gonna go back to him as soon as we reach the islands, or close to there. But I may or may not have proposed marrying one of his heirs as a way to unite our kingdoms as part of the negotiation. But that's something that's a future problem that we will maybe deal with. But I figured it would be worth the thing. Also, not to be like insensitive or things like that, but like even if I did marry, it's only like 80 years tops. She's not.
Oh yeah, she's a no.
She's like so in her eyes it's like it's not like an entire life, like it's not an entire lifetime for her. But she'll say, I think it's very important. Yeah, I could get a dog. Yeah. Quite. Anyways, but yeah, so there's that. And then after that, I felt that I wanted to see, some of my Fae friends again, and I thought, well, with this, what I thought was kind of a bit of a victory in my goal, that we should have a little party, and Smiler was the best at having parties, and well, I think I didn't realize that I guess he likes to collect things.
Things and people, it seems.
Yes. And yeah, he just wasn't the well, I guess he's not a friend at all, but he wasn't the friend I thought he was. And I have learned some things about trusting random Fae beings, I guess. So how have you been? Well, she kind of, looks you up and down. Other than, how have you been?
I've been learning magic.
Oh, that's so exciting!
We've been, doing some important work. We happened to visit the Wood Elf Kingdom, and well, that kingdom is having some troubles, to put it lightly.
Oh no. That is unfortunate. Mayhaps I should talk to my father and we can send our send a boon or something to our elven brothers and sisters.
I think Bertold will start explaining what happened with that.
Sure. Yeah, sure. You
It's like,
like
before we
the whole
too
bit.
far into that, I probably should explain, like, some of that stuff. But,
Sure.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
like, aside from
Yeah.
his injury, that's one of the main things to talk about.
Sure. Yeah. She kind of just gives. She looks absolutely mortified. That whole scenario.
Yeah.
She's like, "That's so terrible." Well, and like, I understand that them as a people want to like rebuild on their own, but we can at least offer a gesture. I think that might be at least something to do. Whether or not they accept it, I think it would be good to at least offer the help.
Yeah. And then Bertold may also explain his impression of everyone else's deal to her, depending on if she asks about that, he will.
She will probably ask about everyone. Whether,
Yeah.
like, she might just come up to all of you at least at some point randomly and just be like, "So how did you meet Bertold?" Or like, "So what? Who are you? What do you?"
Yeah.
She's naturally inquisitive. So people can give as much her little tales with that. But yeah. That's a thing. So yeah, have that conversation. So you get a, both kind of catch up on what's happened the last year in both of your lives or whatever, and then that's that. So let's see. Bellerophon, is there anything specific you would want to be doing on this journey across the ocean?
Not really.
Okay. Okay, fair.
Waiting.
Just waiting. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So eventually you get to like, there's like a bit where like the tides change a little, like feel like the motion of the ocean changes a little bit, as you're approaching the High Elf Islands, and like you get to a point where you can like see them, like because the capital is on the northern part of the western island, so I assume you're probably going past, unless you want to stop here and like restock on supplies, but I mean it's a few days, so it's like actually it might be more than that. I don't know. I say overall this journey is probably like a week to get out here, and then to get to the first island, and then if you wanted to stop to pick up some stuff, then you can go to the second island or whatever. But basically once you're in like, yeah,
If we have what we need to do the whole trip,
Yeah.
we're probably just gonna like
right,
throw her
just-
off the boat where
well-
she wants to go and dash.
Mhm.
'Cause,
Yeah. Well, once
Gil
you
can feel
get
himself turning into a fish.
once you get to where you can basically see the island or like the capital, because it kind of juts up out of, it looks like it was built out of like an old either mountain or maybe a volcano or something that used to be out on that island. Once you're in like and can see it, so like it's kind of out on the horizon or whatever, Yume says, "Okay, I think this is. I know you have to go a good distance more, so I think I will depart here. It was so nice to meet you all, and once again, I thank you so much for rescuing me from Smiler, and I hope to see you all again." She gives kind of like a little like bow, and then she will cast Wind Walk on herself and just drift off towards the island. And then you all can keep
Fair
going.
Yep.
Yeah. So you go, and then you basically, you take the boat. Here, I'll bring this over. Yeah. So you're like, whatever here, and then you're going around, and then you have to kind of like go around the far side of the island, like somewhere out here. So as you're going, out in this direction, eventually, as you're just kind of traveling, there's a point where it gets really foggy, and you think, oh, maybe a storm's coming in or something, but it gets really foggy, and then you get like a sense that, specifically Gale, that you haven't often ever felt like you were lost,
Man the cannons.
but you
Landing cannons.
get a sense that you're lost.
Shoot Gale with a cannon.
Wait, no, stop. Not like this.
That is a joke.
And as the fog starts to clear a bit or whatever, you kind of come out into where like it's a bit of open water, and you just see like almost as if like all of the horizons around you have just become this thick fog. And then you start to see out in front of you the waters start to churn, and a whirlpool starts to form. And then you all hear a voice kind of resonate from the whirlpool, like out, and you just hear a voice say, "Hello, dearies. What brings you to my domain?" And the whirlpool's like not pulling you in yet. Like you're kind of going around, and like you can start to feel it pull on the boat, but you can keep control where you can just kind of circle the edge of it, because it's not like circling super fast.
Mm-hmm. We are looking for Princess Ariel.
Oh, Ariel, the poor dear. She came looking for a boon of sorts. Actually, she's still here, recovering from her transformation.
Gil internally screaming, like, I'm going to burn in hell for the rest of my life.
So how long ago was that transformation?
Not too long.
Come on, over under 1 day.
Over?
Saving Yumi didn't matter.
Alright, fair enough. He's like, what are they talking about?
what's a Yume? um, um, as so while this is going, everyone give me a perception check. Here, I can roll for dazzle. Did I give you his thing?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just seeing if he has a perception or if I'm hitting wisdom.
That's a good
think
point.
I'm hitting wisdom.
Ha! What a guy. Okay. So the familiars track. As you're going in this, they track that, with the churning of the whirlpool and stuff. Gale, because you're focused on not running the ship into the whirlpool, you're a little more focused on that than you are about the actual like whirlpool. So
Yeah, that's
the familiars track that you can see in the whirlpool. There are like these. They see these dark, like writhing shapes starting to kind of like swirl up the sides of the whirlpool. So, hey boss, there's something coming up. And then the spider just like, mentally is like, danger.
Giant eels off the ship, Gale. Are we fighting or talking?
We would like to retrieve the princess.
Loading a fucking cannon.
Load the cannon.
Right. Do you and they oh, the prince. Oh. You can take Ariel with you as soon as she's done recovering. Our contract is done. Now, but although, while you're here, is there
Nope,
anything I can do for all of you?
No.
Can we have a copy of her contract to show her father?
Oh, like the
Like, you keep a copy, she keeps a copy, just keep things on the up and up.
Oh, of course. Here, just a moment. You see one of the shapes that was rising up kind of like slinks back down into the whirlpool or whatever. And then after like, a few minutes or whatever, it comes back up or whatever, and you see it breaches the water like along the side of the ship, and you see the Gale, actually Gale and Nyla would probably know what this is. So go ahead, just give me a Arcana or Nature, whatever you decide.
Arcana or nature? I'm equally mad at both of those.
Okay. Still with a 17, that's fine. You're like, I'm pretty sure that's an aboleth. Which... Okay. With, okay. Bertold, you have, like, when like Gale probably mutters something like, "I think that's an aboleth," and like, Bertold, you're like, "That is for sure an aboleth." Like you've done research on like arcane creatures and stuff during your time being bedridden for a bit, and have just are like, "Yep," and you know that they are fairly strong, like psychically strong, like, you know, they're aberrations of the deep, and if they are under the command of this Ursula, then she must be very, very strong, or very, very dubious in how she got one, maybe two of these under her command. Like, and it comes up out of the ship, because it looks kind of eel-like, with like extra little like tentacles and like a weirdly shaped, like almost like anglerfish face, the creepy teeth and stuff like that. But it like, it like comes up to the side of the ship or whatever, and it's one of its little like tentacles like extends out or whatever, and in front of its hand like a piece of parchment appears.
Yep.
I use Mage Hand to grab the piece of parchment.
I used retrieve to grab the piece of parchment.
Fair enough.
I let my
Okay.
friends grab the piece of parchment.
Yeah. Sure. So you have it or whatever, and you can see the contract, and it's written in deep speech, probably. So if anybody knows deep speech, I don't remember if anybody knows deep speech.
I
I
prepare
know
comprehend
Aquan.
languages.
Okay, that works. Oh yeah, but yeah, you see, it is basically, it's a contract, and it's worded very precise, you know, of a thing of, but basically it is a contract that, you see, is Ariel has essentially, in exchange for her ability to you know, interact and or, you know, effectively canoodle with land species of, you know, specifically humans. Basically, she has been transformed into a human form in exchange for her voice.
Alright, is there... And there's nothing in here that like lets her turn back and forth at will, or still breathe underwater,
It's-
or...
She retains her she retains her other traits, so she is effectively she is she still has like, she's still like, I guess amphibious is like, it's just her form allows her to
she can become a human on land and become a mer person in the water.
right, but but she doesn't have a voice anymore. Her voice has been, that was the exchange. And she says,
Spellcaster, there's worse things.
yes. She says, give me just a moment. If you are here to retrieve her, give me just a moment. I'll bring her right up. And you see the two aboleths sink back down. And then you see these black, inky tentacles start to rise out of the whirlpool, and this massive form of Ursula pops up out of the whirlpool. Go here. or whatever, and you see she comes up and she's like holding like in one hand, she is like gargantuan or whatever. She's effectively like the size of a kraken, like she's massive, and she holding in one hand, you see there's like this bubble, and in the bubble you see Ariel, who Bertold and Gale would know what she looks like. But it's her, but lower half, human-looking legs, whatever. And she's there, whatever. She has her in a bubble or whatever, and she says, "You know." And she's like holding her, and she says, "How about this? If you want something from me, then I would want something from you."
What do you mean?
"An even exchange. I will give you back the princess. You give me something of equal trade."
So you're making a statement right now that you're holding the princess of Gale, what's your god's name?
Triton.
Triton hostage while on the open sea? I realize this is your domain and not his, but that's still pretty ballsy.
She kind of grins at you.
So is that a yes?
If you don't want to make a trade, then I guess I can just go back home. And she starts to sink back into the whirlpool, holding Ariel in her bubble.
Do we even have anything of value on this ship besides party members that I don't think we're going to trade?
I mean, I can give her a cannonball very fast.
we could give her one of your familiars. Just don't ask
Wait
what
a minute.
happens afterwards.
Wait.
Flick a copper at her.
It just plinks into the water. She will look like, really?
What? I have no skin in this fight. She's worth about a copper to me. I'm here because I'm bored.
I mean, I guess I can go through and take stock of my assets, but frankly, I'm kind of poor right now because my ship crashed.
I mean,
That's
she
fine.
does have a price in mind. She's just trying to bait us. How much of that fish do we have left? We could trade a fish for a fish.
It's pretty ballsy to say that on the open ocean while not being a god.
She says, "Now, what you have to trade does not have to be something of monetary value."
I cannot trade you my soul. I'm pretty sure it's already forfeit at this point.
Oh no, your soul belongs to Triton. I can see that. And she kind of like, scans or whatever, and she looks over. She's passes over Gaius, and Bertold looks at Bellerophon and says, "Now that's interesting."
Mm-hmm.
What's your offer?
Here, I will give the offer, but I will allow for next time for Val to have input on this conversation, because I figured Nyla would probably want to be a part of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say.
Yeah, but also I figured we'd probably go about an hour instead of their normal 2 hours anyways, for this. But, so, I have. So, I might cook on this a little bit but for the initial offer, she's going to kind of point at you, and she'd be like, I want a piece of what's in there, and she points at Bellerophon's torso.
I can feel the smite already.
Yeah, right. And then that's where we'll cut it off, and then we'll catch Val up on this is all of the events that are happening right now, and once that is stated, we'll go for that. So
I'm not releasing a greater demon of hell because you don't want to hire a taxi.